Welcome back to the gun dungeon. We're going to have a thumper today. We've got the Underwood Extreme Hunter. Now this looks an awful lot like their Extreme Defender line. It has the deeper cut grooves in it than say their Extreme Penetrator. This is a 160 grain bullet in 44 Magnum, and this is rated at 1800 feet per second. Now we may get those velocities because we do have some barrel length today. We've got a 7.5 inch Ruger Super Blackhawk. This is the old 3-screw. Love this thing. Unmolested 3-screw, by the way. Don't like that. Send it back to Ruger and let them butcher it for you. But that old thing shoots great. It is a gun very capable of taking medium-sized game, deer-sized game. Now, I'm not a big fan of light for caliber bullets for hunting. When I'm hunting with a handgun, I want an exit wound. An exit wound will bleed more so than an entry wound on game. That gives you a blood trail. With a handgun, even a 44 Magnum, you're not going to have that huge catastrophic hydraulic expansion that can cause incapacitation. You're going to poke a hole. That's essentially what you're going to do with a handgun. You may, if it's going to drop, you're going to have to hit the central nervous system, the spine, something like that for it to drop most of the time. If you get a lung shot, heart shot, anything like that with a handgun, you're going to track the deer. You're going to have to track the deer. I hunt in thicker areas. I need a blood trail. So I like heavier bullets. Like I said, this is a lighter for caliber bullet, but it also does not expand. So I've got catch block in the rear, not really, it's not clean. It has been shot. Have a remolded block in the front. I'm not going to use denim. I've never seen a deer or elk or anything like that wearing bibs, so not going to use any denim on this. It's a hunting load. However, Jim is going to go for a ride. I have a feeling he's going to take one heck of a ride on these, but we'll see. I think this thing's going to be screaming, and hopefully we get the penetration that we need. But as I said, Underwood is notorious for loading hot ammunition. It may do extremely great, but we shall see. So I'm going to get set up here, get loaded up. Poor Jim. You all wish him luck. All right, there's our velocity, 1,722 feet per second. That's pretty good. Look at that. There's our wound track. Hopefully you can see it well. That's a pretty good looking wound track. It does look like it went down and bounced off the table and stopped to rest midways through our second block. Come in around 24.5 inches. Where the bullet is. Jim took a ride on that one. He went the full length of this table, which is entirely too long for what I do. Don't know why I use a table this long, but anyways, he went the full length of the table and off the end and had a good ride. So that hit the table. I've noticed a lot of these bullets that don't expand, that rely on the hydraulic type expand or wound channels, do tend to veer off. They tend to cut one direction or the other. So let's put another one in here and see how it does. $1,662 on that one. So I'll probably see the wound track a little better from the top. So this one over here, and it kind of crossed paths there as it got towards the end of this block and then went down, and this is the bullet. This was kind of my bad. It knocked the blocks back a little bit, and I was just scooting them back together to where I could get a tape measure on it and get some measurements, and the bullet fell out the bottom. As soon as I picked the block up, the bullet was laying on the table and just fell out the bottom. But the track goes to about right there, which that one was a little over 29 inches of penetration. So it didn't hit the table until right at the very end. So we got a little bit more penetration. Now, here's what I'm going to do. You see how these perform. I'm going to load this now. This is a, let me set it up here where you can see it. This is a hand load, 240 grain XTP loaded with H110. Pretty hot load. It's not anything over published max or nothing, but I just want to see how this performs against those two rounds. So let's load this up and see how it does. That load got 1,355 feet per second. Now that is a 240 grain bullet, remember that. Now this top track is our XTP. You can see there's some lead fragmentation here in the very front of the wound track. A big old chunk of it right in there. And the wound tracks really look kind of the same. I can't say one is better than the other. They look very comparable to me. I know I got the shots kind of close together, but it is what it is. Now here's the surprising part. There's our XTP. Both of these bullets penetrated deeper than an XTP that I have hunted with and I know performs on game. So that one went 19¼ inches versus over 24 feet, or 24 feet, I wish. 24 inches penetration with the first one and around 29 with the second one. So let's dig that XTP out and take a look, see how it performed. So there's our two bullets. That is the Extreme Hunter. That is the XTP. Of course, the XTP expanded as it should have, penetrated less, created about the same type of wound channel. This is not deformed at all. You could probably load it and shoot it again if you wanted to. So pretty good performance from the hollow point and pretty good performance from that. All right, as I've said, I'm not normally a fan of light for caliber bullets for hunting, but this thing did well. It did really well. The wound cavities that it created were comparable, if not better, than the XTP, which expanded. The penetration was definitely better. I know a lot of people use hard cast, wide met plat hard cast rounds and handguns just to get some little bit of wounding characteristics and that deep penetration. I've used some gas checked hard cast to hunt with before out of 44, had great luck, but this actually may be better. I didn't compare it against hard cast, compared it against a hollow point, which I know works on deer. But I do think this bullet performed better than the XTP. I think this is a very viable hunting bullet. I may see if these are available for reloading, and if they are, probably roll my own, but I don't know, guys. That Underwood load is pretty good, I gotta say. Hope you liked today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Go check out my Instagram page. I'll answer direct messages over there, which I can't do on YouTube. Put out some upcoming video content, stuff like that over there. Plus it's a little bit more personal. So I'll put a link to that below. Go check that out. And as always, guys, stay tuned.